What are 5 tips to write great action titles? Hi everyone, my name is Johannes. I'm a strategy consultant, and on this channel I share my thoughts, learnings and experiences about consulting, business and mindset. If you're new to this channel, then please make sure to subscribe to it and leave a thumb up. This would really support the channel and help the channel to grow. And today we talk about 5 tips to write great action titles. So as I explained in a previous video, action titles are very important if you build slides in management consulting. Action titles at the end are titles in a slide that summarize the content of a slide, and in consulting you typically do that because you want the audience to understand very quickly what the slide is about. And this is what we call in consulting a top-down communication principle. And today I want to share 5 tips on how to write very good action titles. So tip number 1 is that you should answer what's the so what. So every time you build a slide, the audience has the question, so what? So why is this slide important? What is the key message of a slide? So really make sure that if you build a slide, that you have a very clear key message already in your head if you build a slide, and this is exactly the message that should be on the action title. Okay, always think about, why is this slide relevant? What kind of key message do I get out of this slide? And write this in the action title. Tip number 2 is that you write full sentences and not only descriptive headlines. And this is very different as you typically do it in academic papers, for example. There you have very descriptive headlines. Those headlines simply describe what is to follow. Make it a habit to write full sentences in consulting action titles. This will make it much easier for your audience to understand what you want to say with this slide. Besides that, what CEOs and top management people usually do is that they flip through the action titles just to get an understanding of the story of the presentation. So it's very important to write in full sentences so that they understand the full story and that they can flip through it and really get a good picture of what you want to say with your presentation. Tip number 3 is that you have to be very specific in your action title. So don't make the mistake to leave too much room for interpretation. Try to be as specific as possible. Try to use certain keywords that are important in your concept maybe that you want to explain. Also try to be very precise in your wording and really say what you mean, because you don't want the audience to read your action title and afterwards you want to have a discussion of what it actually means. Try to be as specific as possible in your action title. Tip number 4 that I want to share with you is that you should include numbers if possible. So this is a kind of sub topic of being specific, because this also is kind of the same thing. If you have numbers that you can show in your action title, then you should do it. So instead of saying the company has a increasing profitability, write the company has an increasing profitability of 5%, for example. Okay, always try to put the key numbers into the action title, because again, if people will flip through your slide deck, they will very quickly understand the key concepts and the key numbers of your presentation. And tip number 5, last but not least, don't be too wordy. Of course you should write in full sentences, of course you should be precise, but try to avoid to use kind of filling words that are only there to make it more longer, or to make it to look more complex. This is definitely something that you should not do in consulting action titles. The reason is that you don't want to waste anybody's time, so keep it short, keep it simple, don't keep it too complex. Don't keep it too wordy, and try to keep it as simple as possible, while at the same time trying to be as precise as possible. So those are my 5 tips for great action titles. Of course, I'm interested what tips you have. So if you have other thoughts, then please write them down in the comments below. Also, if this brought value to you, then please subscribe to this channel, leave a thumb up. This would really help to grow the channel. And with that being said, I wish you a very successful day. Hope to talk to you soon. Goodbye, Johannes.